Whoa. Now that's a view to wake up to. There's a reason why people come to trek in Nepal, and this would be one of them. So stoked to be here out in the hills. This is kind of like dreamy for me. Like, some people love beaches. I really love the mountains and just seeing like the village life. And the air here just feels so clean and fresh too. It's like miles and miles away from Kathmandu and the busyness there. And this is just like a perfect escape for me. Okay, so I have to pack. I had to downsize my pack to like these belongings and my gear. Nabaraj has been really good in helping me carry all this stuff and to help me shuffle some of my cameras because this bag is just still way too small. And so there are times that I just get a little grumpy because I'm carrying all this stuff but trekking as well. And I don't know what I'll need or use, so I kind of bring all of it with me. Or a lot of it with me. Last night I slept like a baby. I was like out like that. It was just, I was so tired, so exhausted. It was from like the entire day. It was from jet lag. It was from days and weeks of working and then like double shifting and then coming home and doing my blog. And all of it added up last night on that bed. I'm excited for today. Yesterday was just too perfect of a day. It was just, we saw so much. I'm already late. I definitely overslept today. And I overslept. We're already late from yesterday. Okay, so gotta get going. I'll see you on the trails.
Do you like Nepali masala tea or?
I'll have the milk tea, please. Perfect way to wake up to breakfast with fruits and some homemade bread. My tea got cold. Day 2, we're off on the rest of our hike. We are in Dhulikhel. What can I expect of our route today?
Today we are doing the 1000-step trek up to Kali temple in Dhulikhel, and then we'll visit the Dhulikhel Bazaar, the old Dhulikhel. Then we'll drive back to Kathmandu.
Okay, cool. So let's hit those steps.
Yes.
Oh, the steps are getting a little steeper. Nabaraj was saying that whenever you come to one of these Kali temples, you would use the colors red and yellow. You put some rice, water, some sweets, and then you go ahead and ring the bell. And this is symbolic of like kind of like waking the gods and sending your prayer out to the 5 elements. Gods, wake up, listen to my call. I think I should do that one more time, just to make sure that they hear me.
Kathmandu is very hot. Dhulikhel is still cool and fresh. So the royals used to come and stay here.
You're looking for what?
I'm looking for tiger.
They don't. Do they really exist here?
They do like leopards, spotted tigers. Sometimes they, cross these hills.
No. Do they ever have village attacks?
They do. When they don't have enough food in the forest, they come to the villages to eat goats or some of the pet animals.
You don't really see them in the day, do you? Or is
in the
it
day
mostly
we
night?
don't see them, no.
Okay.
Not in the day.
Actually, no. That would be kind of cool to see, but from a distance.
But animals like tiger, they don't eat human that easily. The injured one or old one who cannot hunt other animals, that time they start eating humans.
Oh my goodness.
Once they take a taste of humans, they'll keep on attacking humans.
Okay, I hope not to see tigers or leopards. So these buildings are kind of like Bakapur, huh?
Similar, the old city.
Yeah.
Dhulikhel is one of the old city. They have 150, 200 years old houses. This is the place where we used to do the trade transit to Tibet as well, from Kathmandu. And the Oro-Nico highway, the Nepal-China offensive highways, goes through the city to Tibet.
Through the city?
Yes.
To Tibet?
To Tibet, yes.
So if I keep walking, I can hit Tibet?
Yeah, you can head to Tibet.
No, really?
You need visa. Bhaktapur and Dhulikhel is very similar because of the same Newari ethnic people. They live here and there. The culture is same, but weather is a bit better in Dhulikhel. More cool. So we're in Dhulikhel's old bazaar. So they have groceries, they have temples, and they have old houses. Yeah. So this is the water buffalo meat. This is the tail of water buffalo. You got it? Oh, it's a stomach. It has a long. In Newari culture especially, so they eat water buffalo, who are the local inhabitants of Kathmandu Valley and outskirts of Kathmandu city. They eat everything from water buffalo. And they make varieties of different dishes from water buffalo's body. Like from tongue one thing, from lung other thing, from intestine, from that's the head.
That's the head.
One side of the head, and the ear.
Oh yeah, you
See
can
the
see
ear.
it.
And that's the tongue.
Oh wow, that's a huge tongue.
So in Newari culture, so they need a water buffalo meat, and they have to have like different types of varieties of water buffalo meat. So from tongue they make one dish, from lung other dish, from the stomach one other dish, from intestine other dish, the tail, ears. From one water buffalo they make dozens of items or dishes.
Okay.
They're very rich in culture. Nasi.
Mashi.
So this is the cover is the stomach of water buffalo.
That little thing?
Yes, and inside they have the bone marrow, water buffalo bone marrow in it. And they steam it and then they cook it with the masalas and all that, and they can eat it. It is called sabi bhuja. Sabu bhuja.
This is a delicacy?
Yes.
And why water buffalo versus cow?
Cow is a holy animal because cow is a mother goddess, and we grow cow. Cow gives milk. She has a protein, and cow is a very smart animal. So, and we have been worshipping cow since long historic time. We drink a urine of cow, just few drops, to purify our body. It kills the bacteria. Scientists have already proved it. But water buffalo is a transportation of god of death. So it's not pure animal. But the cow is a transportation of goddess. So also the Hindu goddess, Lakshmi, she rides a cow.
So how many water buffalo does he normally have? Like a day?
In one day, 1/4 of water buffalo meat he sells. If he sacrifices one buffalo, it takes 4 days for him to sell the full water buffalo in this shop.
Oh wow. Okay.
And we have different caste system. So highest caste they don't eat buffalo. The Newari they need buffalo meat.
Okay.
Ram Khadgi. Khadgi is one of the butcher tribe in Newari ethnic group. That's their family business. They've been doing this since long time.
Oh, and
From
that's
generation to generation, they have different caste, and their caste, so they are the butchers. So by the family name also, we know what job they do, and it's their family job.
Thank you, Mr. Ram. We had a McDonald's here. Wait, so if we had a burger shop here, would we have buffalo burgers or we would have?
Well, we have no McDonald's.
Okay.
We have Yak Donald.
A yak Donald?
Joking.
Okay.
When we make burgers, we have chicken burgers, or they have pork meat in it.
Okay.
But in tourist restaurants in Kathmandu, a touristic site, they also import the beef. When you say beef, sometimes it is a like bull, or it could be the water buffalo meat in the cities. Not for the locals, only for tourists. Some places they say beef, but they are selling the water buffalo. He's saying that these types of Krishna on top of the pillars, there are 365. The Krishna's statues are there all over Nepal, And this is one of them.
365 statues of Krishna?
Krishna, like this one, all over the country, and this is one of those. And in Newari ethnic group, some are Buddhists, some are Hindus, but they both worship Hindus and Buddhist deities. And we all often call it an old Facebook.
An old Facebook?
Because the elderlies come in the day and they gossip.
I like that. So Nabaraj, is this closed for business? Women at work everywhere.
Different directions.
Where's the fifth one?
The hole is there to symbolize the fifth one.
That's Banepa?
The city is Banepa, and the highway over there we can see. Goes there to there. It goes to Tibet, to the east. The east is in that direction.
So Wanderlust Himalaya Adventures, they offer like a wealth of tours. You guys offer customized tours.
We do.
Trekking tours like Everest, ABC, Mustang. I want to do that one.
Mustang, yeah. One of my favorite.
Amazing. I've seen photos of it. Oh my god. But like a whole spectrum, as well as cultural tours. They don't only cover Nepal. You guys also cover what?
We also lead the groups to Tibet, rain-shaded area, and then to Bhutan also.
Those are two places I want to go.
Next time.
Whatever you kind of want or are imagining, kind of Nabaraj can kind of put it together. That's exactly how my trip came. Some of you who follow me, you'll know that my trip happened at the very last minute and I was scrambling. But I think I even contacted you like the day before I flew out with a list of requests.
Yes.
Within one night he came back to me with like a lot of really amazing options. I was really shocked. I felt like I was following my spontaneity, but he already knew the routes and some of the communities and knew where things might happen.
Okay, that's my job, to facilitate and show you around, take you into the deep stories, and I enjoy doing it.
How can they contact you?
Well, they can contact us through our website called wanderlusthimalaya.com.
I'm gonna place a little thing
Okay.
right there. Go ahead.
So we are also available on Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook page, and direct calls.
And I'll also leave a link down in my description box below in YouTube. Until then, travel safe, smart, and fun. I will see you in Nepal. May the Gur be with you.
Namaste.
Just filming my audience because we're going to do an interview.
Kopasi Balthali Namobuddha-Dhulikhel. You can say Balthali.
Hey there, Gur travelers. Today we're doing the... I know. This is what we'll do. Hey there, Gur travelers. Today we're doing the...
Kopasi Balthali Namobuddha-Dhulikhel hike. Yes.
If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, give it a share, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe for more of my solo travel adventures as I take you inside and knock off my bucket lists of travel. Leave your comment down below and let me know what you think of my video. Above all, may the Gur be with you.